everybody. Well, I guess this is another, hopefully lovely week. Today we'll be reading this entry to start it off. This one is called Tell Me All About It. You've been on a long, difficult journey, likely. Sometimes your energy seems to be almost used up. You found it hard just to keep going, but you've not let go of my hand. And I am really proud of you for that. But there is one thing I want you to work on. You're complaining. You can talk with me about anything. You can even complain. I understand you better than anyone, so I am the perfect one to vent to. Telling me your stresses and your problems helps you get a grip on your thoughts. It also helps you see things from my point of view. But complaining to others is completely different. It can lead to the sins of gossip, anger, and self-pity. When you need to grouch and grumble, come to me. Let's talk it out. Spill out all the bad stuff, so I can fill your mind with my thoughts and your heart with my song. Okay then. Well, this one has a lot of different connections to it. I like those ones a lot, because there's a lot you can pick out and dissect. And more for me to read for you. And, well, with this one, I kind of like, well, first of all, I'll clarify that, sometimes it's a little bit tough to talk about the parts, where it details going to God for all your problems, just, saying a prayer, spilling out the bad stuff, as this one describes, onto God, or, just being able to let out your problems that way. Now, the Bible does not express every problem with that same solution. However, it does nearly every, any issue in your life. And, it's just kind of an interesting thing to detail, because it's so important to be open about it, but it's hard to know exactly how to do that, how can I just talk to God and that'll be able to make me feel better, especially because as far as the physical ear goes, we can't just hear God's voice, or, well, at least from somebody who's never actually heard God. I have heard of people who've actually heard or listened to God's voice, tell them things, or through visions and stuff. And in some cases, even that can have bad implications, because people can do very awful stuff, or, start cults similar to that. And sometimes it's hard to know what's real, or, whether people are being deluded. For example, that would be maybe if you, committed a crime in the name of God, if he told you to do that. Of course, the real God probably would not do that or ask you of that. But some people are just so compelled, it just gets easy to do that. And, starting a following or something, makes the most sense to them, or of the plan they should carry out. But that's when religion becomes dangerous. And, sometimes people like atheists use that as an argument. But, it's understandable, from a viewpoint of one of us, theists, to be angry at God every now and then, to be frustrated. At least we care. At least we still believe in God. We're willing enough to question or discern the truth in a world full of lies. We care enough to do that, at least. But I suppose for this one, I kind of went off topic. I apologize. This one's more about, complaining, like it says, which we've talked about that as well recently. I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it's easy to misinterpret what God says to us, or what we should interpret as his word versus our inner voice. And that usually a believer is able to, at some point in time, is able to recognize if God is actually doing something for them, or if they're being keen, watching for the signs. And it's important to also be self-aware enough to be able to release negativity in a healthy way. I mean, in addition to being able to talk to God. If you need to, you can use a punching bag or anything like that if you need to kind of sublimate those emotions. And, putting God in place is a great long-term solution as well. And I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. So thanks, guys, for listening. I'll see you again tomorrow, but remember to tell him all about it, and that should at least help some of your woes, if not all of them. So thank you, and bye-bye.